The day you make the choice to change is the day you begin to create the life you've always dreamed of. Changing your life starts with changing your mindset. When your thoughts change, everything changes with them. Have you ever felt stuck? Like you're not making the progress you know you're capable of? Maybe you've been waiting for the right moment or hoping for the right circumstances to fall into place. But what if I told you that the moment everything changes is actually in your hands? What if the key to transforming your life is as simple as making one decision? In this video, we're going to talk about the steps you can take right now to make that decision to change, to take control of your life and never look back. I'm going to show you how to remove the excuses, push through the fear, and start taking the actions that will push you forward. It's time to stop waiting for the right moment and start creating the life you want now. Are you ready to change? It's when you decide to change, everything changes. Stick with me and let's get started on this journey. Number 1. Decide to take full control of your life today. The moment you decide to take full control of your life is when everything starts to shift. It's as simple as that. The truth is, you have more control over your life than you've ever been led to believe. The only reason you're not experiencing the life you want is because you've allowed circumstances or other people to dictate how you live. You've allowed the events and people around you to determine your mood, your actions, and even your future. But it doesn't have to be this way anymore. You can take charge today. You can begin making decisions that will completely change the direction of your life. Taking control starts with one powerful choice. You must decide that you are no longer going to wait for things to improve. You're not going to wait for the perfect opportunity, for the right moment, or for someone else to come and fix things. Today is your moment. Right now is your opportunity. What's holding you back? What has kept you from taking control of your life up to this point? For most people, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. These fears are normal, they're human, but they're also the things that will keep you stuck if you let them. You can't let fear be your boss any longer. You've been afraid long enough. It's time to realize that fear is not the problem. It's letting fear control you. That's the problem. Fear will always be there, but you can choose whether or not it will dictate your life. When you take control of your life, you stop waiting for fear to go away. Instead, you do the things you need to do, despite it. Control doesn't come from waiting for the world to give you permission. It comes from deciding you are in charge and acting on that decision. The truth is, you already have everything you need to take control of your life. You have the ability to make decisions. You have the strength to take action. You have the power to change. The question is, will you use it? Will you decide today that you are the one who will shape your future, or will you keep waiting for someone else to do it for you? It's time to take full responsibility for your life. Responsibility is not something that just happens. It's something you must claim. The minute you take full responsibility for your actions, your thoughts, your outcomes, you take back your power. No one else is responsible for where you are in life. Not your parents, not your friends, not your boss, not your past. You are the one who has been making the choices that brought you to this point. You are the one who has shaped your reality. It's time to face this head on. Whatever your situation is, whatever your circumstances are, you created them. If you're unhappy with where you are, the good news is that you can create something better. You can start by making different choices. Start by taking control of your actions and decisions right now. If you want a different life, you need to decide to make different decisions. But first, you need to believe you're capable of making those decisions. You need to trust yourself. Now, trust doesn't come from hoping that things will turn out well. Trust comes from understanding that even if things don't go as planned, you will be okay. You'll learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. Trust comes from understanding that you are strong enough to handle whatever comes your way. To take control of your life, You must eliminate the idea that there are things outside of your control. There will always be things outside of your control. Other people's actions, events that happen in the world. But there is one thing you will always have control over, the way you respond to situations, to challenges, to people is completely up to you. And that is where your power lies. If things are not going well, you don't have to wait for them to improve on their own. You don't have to wait for someone else to make it better. You can take action today, even if it's a small step. Small actions add up. Every day that you make the decision to take control, you build momentum. Taking control of your life requires a mindset shift. It's about seeing yourself as the creator of your own reality. It's about knowing that you are not a passive observer. You are an active participant. You are the one who decides what happens next. If you are not happy with your health, you can start making choices to eat healthier, to exercise more, to care for your body in ways that support your goals. If your finances are not where they should be, you can take control. You can start budgeting, cutting unnecessary expenses, and learning how to manage money better. If your relationships are struggling, you can take control. You can choose to improve the way you communicate, to set boundaries, and to show up as a better partner, friend, or family member. Taking control also means letting go of the things that don't serve you. It's time to stop holding on to things that are keeping you stuck. It's time to let go of negative thinking, of limiting beliefs, of habits that keep you in a cycle of failure. If you want to change your life, you must be willing to change your behavior. The good news is that change doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need to make huge, drastic changes overnight. Start by taking small steps in the right direction. Start by making one decision today that you can act on immediately. It could be something as simple as getting out of bed a little earlier, setting a goal for your day, or choosing to think more positively. Taking control means making decisions and following through. It's easy to make promises to ourselves, but if we don't follow through, those promises are meaningless. If you want to change your life, you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to keep your commitments, even when it's hard. If you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m., do it. If you say you're going to work out, do it. If you say you're going to start budgeting, do it. Taking control means that your actions match your words. But it's not just about taking action. It's about taking consistent action. This is where most people fall short. They start with enthusiasm, but they don't stay committed. They quit when things get tough. But the secret to success is consistency. It's doing the work day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. It's staying the course, no matter what. When you take control of your life, you understand that success is not an event. It's a process. It's about daily commitment. It's about showing up for yourself every single day. And the good news is, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. And if you fall off track, it's okay. You're human. What matters is that you get back up and keep going. Don't let a setback define you. Let it teach you. Let it motivate you to try harder. As you begin to take full control, you'll notice something powerful happening. Your confidence will grow. The more you take control, the more you realize you're capable of creating the life you want. The more you see yourself taking action, the more you believe in yourself. And that belief will fuel even more action. But there will be moments of doubt. There will be times when you question yourself. There will be times when you feel like giving up. But these moments are normal. What matters is what you do during those moments. When you feel doubt creeping in, remind yourself that you are in charge. When you feel like giving up, remind yourself why you started. When you take full control of your life, you become unstoppable. You become a person who is committed to their growth, to their goals, to their success. You stop looking for validation from others because you know that the only opinion that matters is your own. And remember, this is not a one-time decision. It's a daily decision. Every day you must decide to take control. Every day you must decide to show up for yourself. And every day you must decide to keep moving forward, no matter what. The day you decide to take full control of your life is the day everything starts to change. You become the creator of your reality. You stop waiting for life to happen to you, and you start making life happen for you. And once you make that decision, there's no turning back. Your future is in your hands. Now it's time to act. Number 2, stop blaming and start fixing what is broken. There comes a point in everyone's life when they have to face the fact that blaming others and circumstances for where they are has to stop. Blaming is an easy way out. It feels good in the moment to point a finger at someone or something else and say, it's their fault. But blaming only keeps you stuck. It's a temporary release, a momentary relief, but it doesn't solve the problem. If you want real change in your life, you have to stop blaming and start fixing what is broken. Look around. Take a moment to examine where you are in life right now. Are you where you want to be? If not, do you find yourself blaming someone, something, or even yourself for the position you're in? The truth is, blame doesn't fix anything. It doesn't help you move forward. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of frustration and helplessness. You need to understand that the people who truly succeed in life aren't the ones who have the least problems. They are the ones who refuse to let circumstances hold them back. They are the ones who decide that no matter what happens, they are going to fix what is broken, even if they are the ones who broke it. It's easy to blame. It's easy to say, I didn't get the job because my boss doesn't like me, or I'm not successful because the economy is bad. But when you keep blaming, you're giving away your power. You're telling yourself that you can't do anything about it because it's someone else's fault. You're letting the world control you rather than taking control of your own actions and decisions. Think about the times you've blamed other people or circumstances for things that went wrong. It might have been something big, like a failed relationship or a lost opportunity, or something small like a bad day at work. Regardless of the situation, blaming others only kept you stuck. It didn't make the situation any better, and it won't in the future either. Blame is an avoidance tactic. It allows you to avoid responsibility, but it also prevents you from growing. If you're constantly blaming someone else for your failures, you're ever going to take a hard look at yourself and ask, what could I have done differently? If you want to fix what's broken in your life, you need to stop hiding behind blame and start taking full responsibility for where you are. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you're accepting guilt or fault. It means you're recognizing that you have the power to change things. You have the ability to fix what's broken, whether it's your finances, your relationships, your health, or your career. You don't have to wait for the world to change. You can start right now by choosing to take ownership of your life. If your health is suffering, blaming genetics or your busy schedule won't fix anything. You have to look at your habits. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating right, exercising, and getting enough rest? If not, then the only person responsible for your health is you. And the good news is, you have the power to change it. You don't need to wait for a miracle. You need to fix what's broken by making small, intentional choices every day. If your finances are a mess, blaming the economy or your boss won't help you get out of debt or start saving for the future. You need to look at your spending habits. Are you living within your means? Are you saving or investing for the future? If not, then it's time to fix what's broken. It might be uncomfortable at first, but small, consistent changes in how you handle your money will lead to big results over time. If your relationships are struggling, blaming the other person will only distance you further. It's time to stop pointing fingers and start looking inward. What are you doing to contribute to the relationship? Are you communicating well? Are you showing up for the other person in meaningful ways? If not, then it's time to fix what's broken within yourself first. You can't change anyone else, but you can change the way you show up in the relationship. Taking responsibility is the first step in fixing what's broken. But it doesn't end there. After you've taken ownership, you need to take action. You need to take intentional steps to fix the problems in your life. This means making decisions that are uncomfortable at first, but will eventually lead to growth and transformation. It means making the tough choice to prioritize your health, your finances, or your relationships over temporary distractions. Fixing what's broken isn't always easy. It will require hard work, persistence, and sometimes sacrifice. But the reward is worth it. When you take action to fix what's broken, you will not only improve your circumstances, but you will also build resilience, confidence, and a sense of empowerment. You'll be able to look at yourself and say, I didn't let blame control my life. I took responsibility and I fixed what was broken. This process of fixing what's broken requires a shift in mindset. It requires a change in how you view yourself and your ability to make a difference. When you stop blaming others, you stop seeing yourself as a victim. Instead, you begin to see yourself as someone capable of creating change. You see yourself as someone who has the power to make things happen, regardless of what's going on in the world around you. If you're not happy with your life, it's time to ask yourself some tough questions. What needs to change? What have you been avoiding? What is broken in your life that you need to fix? Don't run from these questions. Face them head on. The answers may be uncomfortable, but they will set you free. Once you take responsibility for the areas of your life that need fixing, you will have the clarity and direction you need to start making changes. There will be moments when it feels easier to blame than to take action. But in those moments, remind yourself that blaming will never solve anything. Blaming keeps you stuck. Action gets you moving. Action creates change. So stop looking for excuses and start looking for solutions. One of the most powerful things you can do is to stop wasting time blaming and start taking action today. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. Start where you are, with what you have, and fix what's broken. Take one small step at a time, and before you know it, the things that once seemed impossible will be within your reach. Remember, no one is coming to save you. It's up to you. No one is going to come and fix the things that are broken in your life. You have the power to do that yourself. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission to change. Stop looking for a reason to blame someone or something else. The day you decide to stop blaming and start fixing is the day your life starts to change. Number 3. Face your fears and take action immediately. Fear is a natural part of life. It's something we all experience at different times. It's something that can hold us back or propel us forward, depending on how we choose to deal with it. Everyone faces fear, whether it's fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of rejection, or fear of not being good enough. But here's the reality. Fear is not something to run from. Fear is something to face head on. And when you do, it loses its power over you. The day you decide to face your fears and take action immediately is the day you begin to unlock your full potential. Most people make the mistake of letting fear control them. They see fear as a sign that they shouldn't proceed, that something is wrong, or that they need to turn back. But fear is simply a signal. It's telling you that you are stepping into unknown territory, that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone. And this is exactly where growth happens. The only way to grow is to face your fears and take action, even when it feels uncomfortable, uncertain, or overwhelming. Let me tell you something, there will never be a moment when the fear disappears completely. It doesn't work like that. Fear doesn't just vanish when you've achieved a certain level of success or when you've reached a particular milestone. The reality is, the more you grow, the bigger your goals become, and the bigger your fears can feel. But the difference is, the more you face your fears, the less power they have over you. Think about the moments in your life when you've hesitated because of fear. Maybe it was the first time you decided to speak in front of a crowd or take a new job. Or maybe it was when you had to face a difficult conversation with someone you care about. The fear in those moments may have felt overwhelming. It may have paralyzed you and made you question your ability to succeed. But the truth is, none of those fears were as powerful as the courage you had to act despite them. Action is the antidote to fear. Fear thrives on inaction. It grows in the dark, in the spaces where you procrastinate, where you second-guess yourself, and where you allow doubts to take root. But when you take immediate action in the face of fear, you take away its power. You break the cycle of hesitation, and you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. It's only by taking action that you begin to build confidence, resilience, and a sense of control over your life. There's a common saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's the essence of overcoming fear. It's not about waiting for fear to go away. It's about moving forward despite the fear. Every time you act in the face of fear, you reprogram your mind to see fear as a natural and manageable part of the process, not a roadblock. You begin to see fear as an invitation to grow rather than something that's holding you back. You need to remember that fear is not a signal to stop. It's not a sign that you're not ready. It's simply a part of the journey. Every successful person you admire has had to face their fears at some point. They didn't wait until they were fearless. They didn't wait until the right moment arrived. They acted immediately, in spite of their fears, and that's what made all the difference. Here's the key. When you face your fears and take action immediately, you stop allowing fear to control your decisions. Instead of making choices based on fear, you begin making choices based on your goals, your values, and your purpose. You stop letting fear dictate your future, and you take ownership of your life. The power of taking immediate action can't be overstated. When you make the decision to act, you're sending a message to your mind that you are in control. You're telling yourself that you are not going to wait for things to be perfect or for your fear to disappear. You're going to move forward, regardless of how you feel in the moment. And when you do that, you create momentum. Momentum is the force that drives you forward when fear tries to hold you back. It's the snowball effect that builds as you continue taking action, even when things get tough. But let's be honest, taking immediate action is not always easy. It's hard to push through fear when it feels so overwhelming. It's easy to let doubt take over and convince yourself that you're not ready or that the timing isn't right. But here's the truth. There will never be a perfect time. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and uncertainty. The only thing you can control is your response. And the best response is always to take action. Action doesn't have to be grand or perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out before you take the first step. In fact, the first step is often the most important one. It's about getting started, even if you don't know exactly how things will unfold. Every successful journey begins with a single step, and that step is always taken in the face of fear. The more you embrace this idea, the less intimidating fear will seem. The more you push through, the more you will realize that fear doesn't have to control your decisions. It's just a signal to move forward, to try something new, and to grow. Taking action immediately is also a way to show yourself that you trust yourself. You trust your ability to handle what comes your way. You trust that even if you don't have all the answers right now, you'll figure things out as you go. When you take that first step, you're telling yourself that you believe in your capacity to handle the challenges ahead. This belief in yourself is a powerful tool for overcoming fear. But let's take it a step further. When you take immediate action in the face of fear, you begin to inspire those around you. Your courage and willingness to move forward, even when it's uncomfortable, will encourage others to do the same. You'll become a living example of what's possible when you refuse to let fear hold you back. Your actions will speak louder than any words could, and you'll inspire others to face their fears and take action as well. Fear is not a sign to stop. It's not a sign to retreat or shrink away from challenge. It's a sign that you are pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and into a space where growth happens. The moment you face that fear and take action, you are already a step closer to the person you want to become. Fear loses its grip over you when you choose to face it. Take action and keep moving forward. Every action you take is a victory over fear, and every victory brings you closer to the life you want to create. Number 4, remove toxic people who hold you back forever. People are an essential part of life. They shape our thoughts, influence our decisions, and impact our emotional state. But not all people contribute positively to our growth. Some relationships are toxic. Some individuals pull us down, drain our energy, and hinder our progress. These toxic people might be friends, family members, colleagues, or even acquaintances. No matter where they come from, their presence in your life can hold you back in ways that are hard to quantify but impossible to ignore. The truth is, you can't grow if you're constantly surrounded by negativity. Toxic people undermine your self-worth, limit your potential, and distract you from your goals. They thrive on chaos, drama, and misery. And they don't want you to move forward because it shines a light on their own lack of growth. These individuals want you to stay stuck with them in their misery. They want to pull you into their world of negativity. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself trapped in the same cycle they're in. The moment you decide to remove toxic people from your life is the moment you start taking control of your future. This is a hard decision to make because toxic people often come in the form of those we care about. They might be family members who have always been there, or friends who have been by your side for years. But no matter how long you've known them or how close you are to them, you have to realize that your future depends on the people you surround yourself with. You can't afford to let toxic people hold you back any longer. Removing toxic people is an act of self-love. It's not about being mean or cutting off everyone who has ever hurt you. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of peace, success, and happiness. You are worthy of being surrounded by people who uplift you, who inspire you, and who push you toward your best self. When you remove toxic people from your life, you make space for positive, supportive, and encouraging relationships to fill that void. You clear the way for people who want to see you succeed, not fail. There are different types of toxic people, and understanding who they are is crucial to knowing when to remove them. Some people are overtly negative. They complain about everything, always see the glass half empty, and are quick to point out what's wrong rather than what's right. Others are passive-aggressive, undermining you with backhanded compliments or subtle jabs. There are those who are manipulative, controlling your actions and decisions through guilt or fear. And then there are people who are just draining. They demand your time, energy, and attention, but offer nothing in return. You've likely encountered at least one of these people in your life. The ones who make you feel guilty for being happy or successful. The ones who seem to always need something from you but never give anything back. The ones who make you doubt yourself, question your abilities, or second-guess your decisions. They don't want you to rise higher because it would expose their own lack of progress. They keep you stuck in the same place because it gives them a sense of control. These people are toxic to your growth. And while it's difficult to walk away from relationships that have been long-standing, it is essential for your well-being and your future success. No matter how much you care about someone, if they bring negativity into your life, it's time to make a tough but necessary choice. You cannot let anyone hold you back from becoming the person you're meant to be. The first step to removing toxic people is recognizing that you deserve better. You deserve to be surrounded by people who motivate you, who challenge you to be better, who celebrate your wins, and who are genuinely happy for your success. These people are out there. They exist, and they will add value to your life in ways you can't even imagine. The sooner you let go of toxic relationships, the sooner you'll be able to attract the positive people who will help you get where you want to go. When you choose to let go of toxic people, it might feel like you're losing something valuable. But in reality, you're gaining something far more precious: freedom. Freedom to pursue your goals without the constant weight of negativity and doubt. Freedom to make choices based on your own needs, desires, and values, not the expectations or judgments of others. Freedom to live a life that aligns with your vision, without being dragged down by those who don't believe in your potential. Removing toxic people is a powerful act of self-respect. It's telling yourself that you value your peace, your time, and your energy, more than you value the opinions of those who hold you back. It's telling yourself that you refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. Now let's talk about how to do this. First, you need to set boundaries. Boundaries are an essential part of any healthy relationship, but they become even more important when dealing with toxic people. Toxic people often disregard boundaries, making you feel obligated to put their needs before your own. But you can't do that anymore. You have to stand firm in your own needs and prioritize your well-being. This might mean saying no to invitations, turning down requests, or distancing yourself from someone who consistently drains you. The second part of removing toxic people is to be prepared for resistance. Toxic people are not going to let go of you easily. They may try to guilt trip you, manipulate you, or make you feel selfish for cutting them off. They may accuse you of being heartless or ungrateful, but you have to remember that this is about your future, your happiness, and your growth. You don't owe anyone your time and energy if they are constantly pulling you down. The third step is to replace toxic people with those who support and uplift you. Surround yourself with individuals who genuinely care about your well-being. Find people who encourage you to chase your dreams, who remind you of your worth, and who help you grow as a person. These are the types of people who will push you toward success, not hold you back. They will stand by you during your highs and lows, and they will celebrate your victories with you. They will help you see the best in yourself when you can't see it. Removing toxic people from your life is not easy, and it may take time, but the moment you make that decision, your life will begin to change. You will feel lighter, more focused, and more in control of your destiny. You'll start attracting positive opportunities, new relationships, and a renewed sense of self-worth. You will realize that you are worthy of so much more than what you have been settling for, and you will no longer allow toxic people to hold you back. The process of removing toxic people is a journey, but it's a journey worth taking. Every step you take toward healthier, more positive relationships is a step toward a better life. And when you let go of the people who no longer serve you, you create space for new opportunities, new connections, and new experiences. You become the person you were always meant to be, and you begin to attract the life you deserve. Number 5, build daily habits that push you forward fast. Every small effort you make today compounds into something much larger in the future. The key to moving forward quickly in life is creating habits that support your goals, desires. Habits are the building blocks of success. When you deliberately and consistently implement positive habits into your life, you're setting yourself up for rapid progress. But it's not enough to merely hope for success. You must create daily routines that push you forward. Building habits that push you forward starts with understanding the power of consistency. Think about the habits you already have. What do you do every day without even thinking about it? It's easy to overlook the small actions that shape our day, but they all matter. When you consciously choose habits that align with your long-term goals, you begin to shape your future. Your habits either move you toward your desired life or pull you away from it. The good news is that you don't need to completely overhaul your life to see change. You simply need to begin incorporating the right actions into your routine. These actions, when done consistently, will add up to big results. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow process, but each day builds on the last. And before you know it, you'll be further along than you ever imagined. To start building habits that push you forward, you need to be intentional. What is it that you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to become? Your habits are a reflection of who you are and who you want to be. The choices you make today create the foundation for tomorrow's success. If you want to change your life, you must change your habits. Building the right habits requires discipline. It's easy to fall into the trap of instant gratification, choosing short-term pleasure over long-term gain. But that's a recipe for stagnation. The world rewards those who are willing to put in the work, day in and day out, no matter how small the steps may seem. You have to make decisions that prioritize your future. Every time you choose a habit that aligns with your goals, you're investing in yourself. The first step in building habits that push you forward is deciding what matters most to you. What do you want to accomplish? Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? Once you have clarity on your goals, you can create daily routines that push you toward them. Whether it's building your career, improving your health, or working on personal development, it's crucial to identify the key actions that will move you closer to success. When you start your day with purpose and intention, you create a momentum that propels you forward. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment to begin. It's about starting now. No matter how small the first step is, every day is an opportunity to move closer to your goals. The key is not to wait for motivation, but to take action regardless of how you feel. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline and consistency will keep you moving even when you don't feel like it. Let's talk about some specific habits that can push you forward fast. One of the most important habits is having a morning routine. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Successful people understand this, and they take the time each morning to set themselves up for success. Whether it's exercising, reading, meditating, journaling, or planning your day, having a morning routine that energizes and focuses you is essential. Another powerful habit to incorporate is setting clear, achievable goals. Each day should have a purpose. You need to know exactly what you're working toward and what you need to do today to make progress. The more specific your goals are, the easier it will be to break them down into actionable steps. A vague goal like get in better shape won't move you forward, but a goal like run 3 miles today is clear, measurable, and actionable. When you break your goals into smaller tasks, you make them more manageable, and you give yourself a sense of accomplishment every time you check something off your list. Time management is another crucial habit. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we choose to spend those hours determines our level of success. Time is our most valuable resource, and you must be intentional with how you use it. Start by planning your day the night before. Create a to-do list with your top priorities and focus on completing them. Avoid distractions and procrastination, and be disciplined with your time. When you manage your time well, you move closer to your goals faster. Physical health plays a significant role in how quickly you can move forward in life. If you're not taking care of your body, you're not going to have the energy, focus, or drive to pursue your goal. Regular exercise, eating nutritious food, and getting enough sleep are non-negotiables for success. When you feel good physically, you perform better in all areas of your life. A healthy body supports a healthy mind, and both are essential for rapid progress. Another important habit to build is learning. Never stop growing. Reading, attending seminars, listening to podcasts, and seeking out mentors are all ways to expand your knowledge and skills. The more you learn, the more you can apply in your life. Knowledge doesn't just accumulate. It transforms you. It opens up new perspectives, enhances your decision-making, and improves your ability to solve problems. To move forward quickly, you must keep learning, challenging yourself, and acquiring new skills that support your goals. Positive thinking is another habit that will push you forward. Your mindset plays a huge role in your success. If you constantly doubt yourself, you'll hold yourself back. But if you believe in your ability to succeed, you'll take action, even when it's difficult. Replace negative thoughts with empowering beliefs. Challenge yourself to see opportunities instead of obstacles. Every time you face a challenge, remember that it's an opportunity for growth. Your mindset will determine how quickly you can move forward in life. Building habits that push you forward is also about eliminating the things that hold you back. Remove distractions. Stop engaging in behaviors that waste your time and energy. Whether it's binge watching TV shows, scrolling through social media, or spending time with negative people. These habits will slow your progress. It's time to make the decision to let go of the things that no longer serve you. When you remove distractions, you create space for habits that move you closer to your goals. Stay consistent. Building new habits takes time. You won't see dramatic results overnight. But if you stick to it, you'll begin to notice small improvements every day. Consistency is the secret to success. Whether you feel motivated or not, the key is showing up and putting in the work every day. Over time, these small actions will add up and create the momentum you need to reach your goals quickly. Finally, take responsibility for your own success. Don't wait for someone else to push you. Don't rely on external circumstances to change. You are the one who determines your future. Building daily habits that push you forward is a choice that you make every single day. You are the one in control, and you are the only person who can create the life you desire. By committing to daily habits that push you forward, you are committing to your own growth and success. These habits will build upon one another, creating a compound effect that accelerates your progress. You are the sum of your habits, and if you choose the right ones, you will be unstoppable. Start today, take action, create habits that push you forward fast, and watch your life change in ways you never thought possible. Number 6. Focus on solutions and never complain again. Complaining doesn't solve problems. It just magnifies them. When you focus on the issues and remain stuck in a mindset of frustration, you're only reinforcing the problems and preventing yourself from finding real solutions. To truly change, you have to shift your mindset from one of complaint to one of action and problem solving. Complaining only drains your energy and keeps you stuck in the same place, while focusing on solutions empowers you to take control and make things happen. We all encounter obstacles in life. It's not the obstacles themselves that determine your success, but how you respond to them. Complaining about difficulties doesn't serve you in any way. Instead, it fosters negativity and keeps you in a state of helplessness. If you want to change your life, you need to stop giving power to your complaints and start seeking solutions with a clear and focused mind. The moment you stop complaining and shift your focus to solving problems is the moment your life starts to change for the better. This shift in mindset isn't easy, but it's essential. You need to train yourself to think differently. When a problem arises, ask yourself, what can I do about this? Rather than, why is this happening to me? This simple shift in your thinking will have a profound impact on your ability to move forward. The best problem solvers are the ones who understand that every challenge has a solution, even if it takes time and effort to find it. Instead of dwelling on the problem, get into the habit of asking the right questions that will lead you to actionable solutions. A solution-focused mindset doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending problems don't exist. It's about recognizing the issue and then directing your energy toward fixing it. Problems are a natural part of life. There will always be challenges to face, but it's how you handle them that matters. When you choose to focus on solutions, you regain control over your circumstances, instead of letting them control you. This mindset will open up opportunities for growth, learning, and ultimately success. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to stop dwelling on what's wrong. Acknowledge the problem, but then shift your attention to what can be done. There's always a solution available, even if it's not immediately obvious. The key is to stay proactive and keep moving forward. The longer you complain, the more you allow the problem to take over. But when you commit to finding solutions, you'll start to see opportunities in places you never thought to look. Taking ownership of your situation is another crucial aspect of focusing on solutions. When you complain, you give up your power and place the blame on others or external circumstance. But when you focus on solutions, you take responsibility for your actions and decisions. You stop looking for excuses and start finding ways to overcome the challenges you face. Owning your situation is the first step toward creating real change. It means taking control of your life and your circumstances, no matter how difficult they may seem. Once you take ownership, you can begin brainstorming possible solutions. Every problem has multiple solutions, but it's up to you to find the best one. Take a step back, breathe, and look at the situation from different angles. Sometimes, solutions come from a place of creativity and innovation. Other times, they come from learning from the mistakes you've made. No matter where the solution comes from, focusing on finding it is what will move you forward. You'll quickly realize that you have the ability to solve far more problems than you ever thought possible. When you shift your focus away from complaining and toward action, the next step is to embrace a growth mindset. When you focus on solutions, you embrace the idea that failure is simply a stepping stone to success. It's not about avoiding problems or hoping they'll go away. It's about developing the resilience to keep going when things get tough and staying solution-oriented through every challenge you face. Your attitude towards setbacks plays a significant role in your ability to move forward. If you look at setbacks as opportunities to grow and improve, you'll find solutions more quickly than if you view them as roadblocks. It's also essential to be open to feedback. Sometimes the solution you're looking for may come from someone else. If you're willing to listen and learn from others, you'll gain new perspectives that could help you find a quicker or more effective solution. No one has all the answers, and it's okay to ask for help or seek advice from others. Building a support network of people who share your goal of focusing on solutions will make you stronger and help you overcome challenges faster. At the same time, make sure to create an environment where solutions are prioritized over complaints. Surround yourself with people who are solution-oriented and who encourage you to take action. Negative people who constantly complain can hold you back. If you want to succeed, you need to distance yourself from individuals who drain your energy with constant complaining. Instead, seek out those who are focused on finding solutions, taking action, and moving forward. Their energy will inspire you to do the same. The power of focusing on solutions lies in its ability to give you a sense of control over your life. Complaints often arise when we feel powerless or helpless. But when we focus on solving problems, we regain that power. You start to realize that you can take action, that you can make changes, and that you can influence your circumstances. This feeling of empowerment is liberating. It shifts your perspective from being a victim of life's challenges to a proactive individual who is in charge of their destiny. Focusing on solutions also helps you build confidence. The more you work through challenges, the more you develop the belief that you can handle anything life throws at you. Each time you find a solution and overcome an obstacle, your confidence grows. And with that confidence comes greater success. You start to believe in yourself and your abilities, and that belief fuels your actions. It's a cycle that keeps you moving forward. If you want to live a life of purpose and fulfillment, you must break free from the habit of complaining. Complaining will never get you anywhere. It only holds you back from reaching your true potential. The moment you decide to focus on solutions, everything changes. You stop wasting your energy on negativity and start putting that energy toward creating results. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, and every problem becomes a chance to improve. The more solutions you find, the more empowered and successful you become. You must also remember that solutions often come with hard work. Focusing on solutions isn't always easy, and it may require you to step outside your comfort zone. But the rewards are worth it. Every step you take toward solving a problem is a step toward personal growth and achievement. Don't expect solutions to come effortlessly. Be prepared to put in the work, but know that every effort you make moves you closer to the success you desire. Finally, embrace the power of persistence. Sometimes solutions take time, and it's easy to get discouraged. But remember, the best problem solvers are the ones who refuse to give up. Keep working towards solutions, even when it feels like nothing is working. The key is to stay consistent and keep moving forward, no matter how slow the progress may seem. If you remain focused on solutions and refuse to complain, you will eventually break through and achieve the success you've been working for. The shift from complaining to focusing on solutions is a game changer. It's not just about improving your circumstances, but also about transforming your mindset and your approach to life. When you stop complaining and start finding solutions, you tap into a well of potential that you didn't even know existed. Embrace this mindset, and you'll find that no challenge is too great, and no goal is too far out of reach. Number 7. Set a big goal and chase it with obsession. This is not about setting small goals that feel safe. This is about aiming high, aiming for something that feels almost out of reach. A goal that makes you feel nervous, but alive at the same time. This kind of goal will test your limits, stretch your capabilities, and change the way you see your own potential. When you set a big goal, you are not just writing something on a piece of paper. You are making a commitment to yourself and your future. You are deciding that you will go all in, regardless of the obstacles that come your way, and you must chase it with obsession. Obsession isn't about unhealthy focus. It's about being relentlessly committed, about giving your full energy to your goal every single day. It's about having your goal at the center of everything you do. When you set a goal, you must be clear about it. Clarity is everything. It's one thing to say, I want to be successful, or I want to be rich. But what does that really mean? What does success look like to you? What does wealth mean to you? Be specific. Set a goal that is so clear you can picture it in your mind. You need to see it, feel it, and know exactly what it will take to get there. Whether it's building a business, achieving a certain level of income, or becoming the best at something, you need to be crystal clear about what you want to achieve. Once you have clarity, you need to make a plan. A goal without a plan is just a dream. You need a roadmap that will guide you from where you are now to where you want to be. A goal that excites you should also scare you a little, because that fear is a sign of how much effort it's going to take. You must create a strategy that will keep you on track, step by step. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be real and actionable. The power of chasing a big goal with obsession lies in your commitment to follow through. It's not enough to talk about your goal or to think about it. It's about showing up every day and putting in the work. Success comes when you put in consistent, focused effort. You have to be obsessed with the process. The goal will guide you, but it's the daily actions that will bring you closer to it. The road to big goals is not always smooth. There will be times when you question yourself, times when you feel like giving up. But these are the moments that will define you. This is where obsession comes in. When you are obsessed with your goal, quitting is not an option. There will be setbacks, failures, and challenges, but you will keep going. You will find solutions, adjust your approach, and keep pushing forward. Obsession doesn't mean you neglect other important areas of your life, but it does mean that your goal is always in the back of your mind. It's like a fire that keeps burning inside you, reminding you of what you are working toward. It fuels your actions, your decisions, and your mindset. When you are obsessed with your goal, every choice you make becomes aligned with that goal. You can't afford to waste time or energy on things that don't move you closer to your vision. Every day, you should wake up with purpose. You should have a plan for how you're going to make progress toward your goal. Even the smallest action can move you forward, but you have to be consistent. Obsession is built on the foundation of relentless focus and persistent effort. And the more you push yourself, the more you will realize your own power. You will start to break through barriers that you once thought were impossible. The big goal will seem closer and closer with each step you take. But don't just chase your goal for the sake of achieving it. Chase it because of the person you become in the process. When you set a big goal, you are not just aiming for an outcome. You are aiming for personal transformation. The journey itself will shape you into someone who is stronger, more disciplined, and more capable than you ever imagined. The person you are becoming is just as important as the destination. Embrace that transformation, because that's where the true value lies. Now let's be clear. Chasing a big goal with obsession doesn't mean you should neglect your health, your relationships, or your well-being. You can pursue your goal with intensity and still take care of yourself. The key is balance. Obsession doesn't mean you throw everything else out of the window. It means prioritizing your time and energy so that every decision and every action is directed toward achieving that goal. You need to make choices that align with your mission. As you chase your big goal, you must also be prepared for sacrifice. Achieving something extraordinary often means giving up the ordinary. You might have to forgo certain comforts, cut back on distractions, or say no to things that don't serve your purpose. But the sacrifice is worth it. In the end, the reward will be far greater than anything you had to give up. A life lived in pursuit of something meaningful will always be more fulfilling than a life lived without direction. The key to success is not just in the pursuit of the goal, but in your ability to stay obsessed when times get tough. When you chase something big, you will encounter obstacles. These obstacles are a test of your commitment. If you quit when things get hard, you'll never achieve your goal. But if you keep going, if you stay obsessed, you will overcome every obstacle in your path. You will look back and realize that each challenge was just another step forward. In addition to your obsession, you also need to surround yourself with people who support your goal. You need to have a circle of people who believe in your vision and who encourage you when you feel like giving up. Surround yourself with people who have been where you want to go and who can provide guidance and wisdom. Your environment will play a major role in your ability to stay focused and driven. Make sure you are building relationships that elevate you. One of the most important aspects of chasing a big goal is resilience. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about bouncing back every time you fall. Each time you get knocked down, you get back up stronger. When you set a goal that challenges you, you will face moments of doubt and failure. But resilience is what allows you to keep going. You learn from each setback and use it as fuel to keep moving forward. The ability to bounce back from failure is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up. Chasing a big goal with obsession is about commitment to your dream. It's about pushing through when things get tough, staying focused when distractions come your way, and doing whatever it takes to keep moving toward your vision. When you are obsessed with your goal, it becomes a part of who you are. It shapes your thoughts, actions, and decisions. It drives you to be better every day. And as you get closer to that goal, you will realize that the pursuit itself has been the most rewarding part of the journey. So set your big goal. Chase it with everything you have. Commit yourself to the process, and don't stop until you achieve it. This is your moment, your time to rise up and prove to yourself what you are truly capable of. The day you decide to chase your big goal with obsession is the day everything begins to change. This is your path to greatness, and you are the only one who can walk it. Number 8. Cut out distractions and master your time now. Every day you waste is a day that cannot be replaced. So if you are serious about achieving your goals, you must take control of your time and eliminate the distractions that stand in your way. You cannot afford to let your time slip through your fingers. Every moment counts. You need to cut out the things that waste your time. Focus only on what's important and master your time. If you want to reach your full potential, the first step in mastering your time is recognizing the distractions in your life. Distractions can come in many forms: social media, television, unnecessary meetings, unproductive people, or even your own negative thoughts. You need to start by identifying what steals your attention and drains your energy. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life. But if you don't take a step back and evaluate where your time is going, you'll never get ahead. You must be honest with yourself about how you are spending your time. Is it serving your goals? Is it moving you closer to where you want to be? If not, it's time to make a change. Once you've identified the distractions, it's time to make a decision. You have to cut them out. This is where most people fail. They know what's distracting them, but they don't take the necessary steps to remove those distractions from their lives. You need to be ruthless about this. If something is not adding value to your life or helping you progress toward your goals, it doesn't deserve a place in your time. Whether it's limiting your time on social media, cutting back on entertainment, or saying no to people who drain your energy, you need to make the conscious choice to eliminate anything that does not contribute to your success. It's not always easy to cut out distractions. There will be moments when you feel the pull to check your phone or watch the next episode of a show. But you must learn to resist. Each time you give in to a distraction, you are telling yourself that your goals aren't important enough. Every time you waste a few minutes on something that doesn't matter, you are stealing from your future success. You need to remind yourself that the more you focus on what matters, the closer you get to achieving your dreams. Your future is shaped by what you choose to prioritize today. Mastering your time isn't just about cutting out distractions. It's also about creating a structure for your day that ensures you are using your time wisely. You can't just rely on willpower to avoid distractions. You need a plan. Successful people don't leave their day to they structure their time so that they can work on the things that matter most. This means you need to plan your day in advance. Set aside time for your most important tasks, and make sure that you are dedicating time to things that move you forward. Be deliberate about how you spend every minute. When you plan your day, be specific. Don't just say, "I'll work on my goal today." That's too vague. Instead, break down your tasks into actionable steps. If you are working on building a business, decide exactly what you will do. Will you write a business plan? Make calls? Do research? The more specific you are about your actions, the more likely you are to stay focused and productive. A vague goal will leave you directionless. A specific plan will guide you and keep you on track. Another critical aspect of mastering your time is understanding that not all tasks are created equal. Some things will move you closer to your goals faster than others. You must learn to prioritize. It's not about doing more things, it's about doing the right thing. You need to identify the tasks that will have the most significant impact on your progress and tackle them first. This is known as the 80-20 rule. 20% of your actions will produce 80% of your results. So focus on those 20% that truly matter, and stop wasting time on things that don't. In addition to prioritizing, you need to recognize the power of saying no. Saying no to distractions is one thing, but you also need to say no to people or opportunities that don't align with your goals. It's easy to get caught up in the expectations of others, but you must protect your time. If you're always saying yes to things that don't move you closer to your objectives, you will never make the progress you want. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. It's not about being selfish, it's about protecting your energy and staying focused on what truly matters. You must also recognize that mastering your time doesn't mean you have to work non-stop. Burnout is real, and it's important to take breaks and recharge. But the difference is in how you structure those breaks. Successful people take purposeful breaks to refresh their minds and bodies, so they can come back stronger. Whether it's a short walk, a quick workout, or just taking a few minutes to breathe, make sure that you're taking care of yourself so that you can maintain focus and productivity in the long run. Another critical part of mastering your time is learning to track it. How do you know where your time is going if you're not keeping track? Successful people are often very disciplined about tracking their time. Whether you use a journal, an app, or a calendar, it's essential to log how you are spending each hour of your day. Tracking your time gives you a clear picture of where you're wasting it and where you can improve. It also helps you stay accountable to your goals. Accountability is a key factor in mastering your time. You need to find ways to hold yourself accountable for how you're spending your time. This could mean checking in with a mentor, sharing your progress with a friend, or setting milestones for yourself. The more accountable you are to your goals, the more motivated you will be to stay on track. Accountability forces you to be honest with yourself and make the necessary adjustments if you're veering off course. But let's be clear, mastering your time is not a one-time fix. It's a continuous process. You will never reach a point where you can just sit back and relax because your time is fully optimized. There will always be new distractions, new challenges, and new tasks that demand your attention. The key is consistency. Every day you must choose to be disciplined about how you spend your time. Every day, you must make the conscious decision to stay focused on what matters. You must be constantly refining your approach to time management. As you master your time, you will find that your productivity increases, your stress decreases, and you begin to make significant progress toward your goals. The more you focus on what truly matters, the more you'll see the results of your effort. And when you can look back at the progress you've made, you'll realize that it was all possible because you took control of your time and eliminated the distractions that held you back. Number 9. Invest in your mind and upgrade your knowledge. To achieve greatness and unlock your true potential, you need to make one of the most important investments of all: investing in your mind. The most powerful tool you have is your brain, and what you feed it determines the quality of your life. The information, ideas, and skills you absorb shape the way you think, the way you act, and the results you produce. This is why upgrading your knowledge is not just an option. It's an absolute necessity. Your mind is capable of so much more than you probably give it credit for. But to tap into that potential, you need to constantly feed it with valuable, positive, and growth-oriented content. Reading books, attending seminars, listening to podcasts, and engaging in any form of learning is how you cultivate a rich, abundant mindset. Every piece of knowledge you gain empowers you to make better decisions, solve problems more effectively, and take more confident steps toward your goals. The knowledge you acquire can be the difference between struggling to make progress and moving forward with purpose and clarity. When you make the decision to invest in your mind, you open up doors to new opportunities. You gain access to perspectives and strategies that you never knew existed. Investing in your education is one of the few things that cannot be taken away from you. The world around you might change, people might come and go, but your knowledge and your ability to learn will always remain. This is why every successful person you admire has committed to this practice. They understand that their mind is the foundation of everything they do. But why is upgrading your knowledge so crucial to your success? Because the world is constantly evolving. Information is being produced at an exponential rate. And if you want to stay relevant, you must continuously learn. Think about the industries that have been completely transformed by technology, innovation, and new thinking. If you don't adapt to new information and knowledge, you'll be left behind. The key is not just to learn, but to stay ahead of the curve. Those who invest in their minds are always moving forward, while those who neglect their personal development are stuck in the past. Your mind needs regular maintenance, just like any other tool. You cannot simply read one book, attend one seminar, or listen to a single podcast and expect lasting results. Just as you wouldn't expect to be fit after one workout or one healthy meal, you can't expect your mind to grow and develop after a brief burst of effort. You need to make learning a daily habit. This is why it's so important to create a routine for self-improvement. Whether it's dedicating time each day to reading, setting aside time each week for a course, or listening to an inspiring podcast during your commute, consistent investment in your mind is key. The beauty of investing in your mind is that it compounds over time. The more you learn, the more you can apply. The more you apply, the more results you see. This learning and application cycle creates momentum that propels you forward. In fact, every time you gain new knowledge, it opens up new possibilities for action. Each new piece of information is like a tool in your toolkit that can be used to build the life you want. The more tools you have, the more effective you'll be in achieving your goals. However, investing in your mind isn't just about accumulating knowledge, it's about upgrading the way you think. The more you learn, the more your mindset evolves. You begin to see the world through a different lens, one that is filled with opportunities instead of obstacles. You develop a greater sense of clarity about your goals and how to achieve them. You begin to understand that success isn't about luck or chance. It's about developing the right mindset, acquiring the right knowledge, and taking consistent action. One of the most important aspects of investing in your mind is expanding your perspective. When you learn from a variety of sources, you gain exposure to different viewpoints, ideas, and strategies. This diversity of thought is what allows you to make informed decisions. It's easy to get caught up in a narrow way of thinking, but when you expose yourself to new ideas and challenge your current beliefs, you grow. You start to realize that there's more than one way to approach a problem, and you become more creative in finding solutions. Another reason why upgrading your knowledge is so important is that it increases your confidence. When you have the knowledge to back up your decisions, you are more likely to take action. Confidence comes from knowing that you are equipped to handle whatever challenges come your way. You stop second-guessing yourself because you trust the information you've acquired. The more knowledge you have, the more capable you feel. This sense of capability is what propels you to take action and make things happen. The beauty of investing in your mind is that it also helps you become more resilient. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and difficulties. But when you have a wealth of knowledge and skills to draw from, you become better equipped to handle adversity. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or discouraged by obstacles, you look at them as opportunities to apply what you've learned and grow even stronger. The more you learn, the more capable you become of navigating life's difficulties. However, investing in your mind isn't just about absorbing information. It's about applying what you've learned. The true value of knowledge is in its application. Reading a book or listening to a lecture won't change your life unless you take action on what you've learned. Every new piece of knowledge you acquire should inspire you to take action. It should push you to implement new strategies, challenge old habits, and make progress toward your goals. Knowledge without action is like a tool that sits in a toolbox, unused and collecting dust. You have to put that knowledge to work if you want to see real results. Moreover, the more you invest in your mind, the more you realize that personal development is a lifelong journey. There is no finish line. No matter how much you learn, there is always more to discover. This mindset keeps you humble and hungry for growth. You never stop learning, and that's what keeps you evolving and improving. You become someone who is always in a state of progress, constantly seeking new knowledge and new ways to enhance your life. This kind of mindset is what sets successful people apart. They understand that learning is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. They commit to their personal growth every day because they know that their success depends on it. When you invest in your mind, you are giving yourself the tools to create the life you desire. Knowledge opens doors, it creates opportunities, and it empowers you to take control of your future. So ask yourself, what are you doing today to invest in your mind? Are you feeding it with positive, growth-oriented content? Are you consistently seeking ways to expand your knowledge and improve your thinking? Are you applying what you've learned to take action and make progress? The answers to these questions will determine the trajectory of your life. Investing in your mind isn't something you do once and forget about. It's a lifelong commitment to your own growth and development. And every time you invest in your mind, you get a step closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. Your knowledge is your greatest asset. Treat it as upgrade your mind, and everything else will follow. Number 10. Walk away from excuses and start making progress. Excuses are the enemy of progress. And the moment you stop making them, your entire life can change. We all have reasons why we can't do something, why things are too difficult, or why today isn't the day to take action. These excuses are what keep you stuck in the same place. They prevent you from stepping up and reaching your potential. Every excuse you make is a small barrier that holds you back from becoming the person you are capable of being. If you're serious about making progress in your life, the first step is to stop making excuses. Look at the situation, acknowledge the challenges, and then decide to take responsibility for what happens next. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday or what is happening right now. What matters is what you choose to do today. You are in control of your actions, and it's time to stop hiding behind excuses. When you walk away from excuses, you step into your power. Excuses are easy. They're a comfortable way to avoid taking responsibility and facing the truth. It's much simpler to say, I can't because, then it is to face the reality of your situation and take action. But here's the thing. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce a belief that you are powerless. You give yourself permission to stay in your comfort zone and avoid the discomfort that comes with change and growth. But true growth happens when you face discomfort. Progress comes when you push through the challenges, when you take responsibility for your life, and when you commit to doing the work, no matter how tough it gets. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who have it easy or who never face difficulty. They are the ones who refuse to make excuses and who chose to act in the face of obstacles. The truth is, no one cares about your excuses. People are too busy focusing on their own lives to worry about why you're not making progress. And while you're sitting there explaining why things aren't working out, someone else is taking action. That's the difference between success and failure. Action. If you keep making excuses, you are giving away your power and waiting for someone or something else to change your circumstances. But the only person who can make a change in your life is you. The key to walking away from excuses is shifting your mindset. You have to stop seeing obstacles as reasons to quit and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Every challenge you face is a chance to become stronger, smarter, and more capable. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, start looking for solutions. Instead of blaming circumstances or other people, take full responsibility for your action. When you do this, you'll find that the excuses you've been using no longer hold any weight. But here's the real kicker. Once you stop making excuses, you'll start seeing the results you've been waiting for. Progress doesn't happen by talking about it or thinking about it. It happens through consistent action. The more you do, the more you achieve. And the more you achieve, the more confident you become. You start to see that the only thing that's been holding you back all this time is your own mindset. Imagine what could happen if you stopped making excuses and started taking action. What would your life look like if you faced every challenge head-on instead of running from it? What could you accomplish if you just committed to taking the next step, no matter how difficult it seemed? The possibilities are endless, but they will only become a reality if you let go of your excuses and choose to act. Now, this doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or hoping that things will magically fall into place. Progress requires work. It requires consistency. It requires you to face your fears, overcome your doubts, and do things that may make you uncomfortable. But the good news is that every small step you take will get you closer to where you want to be. And each step forward makes the next one a little easier. You have the power to make progress, but you need to stop giving it away by holding on to excuses. Look at your life right now. Ask yourself where you are, where you want to go, and what's been stopping you. Are you waiting for the perfect time? Are you letting fear or doubt hold you back? Are you focusing on the problems instead of the solutions? These are the excuses that keep you from moving forward, and it's time to let them go. Start today. Make the decision to stop letting excuses control your life. Stop blaming other people, your circumstances, or your past for where you are. You have the ability to change, and that change starts with taking full responsibility for your actions. Decide that you're done with excuses. Decide that you're going to do whatever it takes to move forward, and then take action. One small step is all it takes to get started. When you commit to making progress and walking away from excuses, you create a new path for yourself. You build momentum. The more you act, the easier it becomes to continue acting. The more you push through your fears and face your challenges head-on, the stronger and more capable you become. You stop being a prisoner of your own excuses and become the master of your own destiny. It's time to stop talking about what you want to do and start doing it. The clock is ticking, and every moment you waste on excuses is a moment you'll never get back. If you want to create the life you desire, you have to take full responsibility for your actions. You have to walk away from the habit of making excuses and choose to make progress instead. Remember this. Success isn't about having the perfect circumstance. It's about making the best of what you have and taking action no matter what. You have everything you need right now to make progress. The only thing standing between you and your success is your willingness to let go of excuses and take the necessary steps forward. So make today the day you walk away from excuses for good. Commit to taking action, facing your fears, and making progress. The moment you stop making excuses is the moment everything starts to change. Your future is waiting for you, and the only thing standing in your way is your own mindset. Take charge of your life today. The time for excuses is over. It's time to make progress.